morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV. It's time now on this Saturday morning for the Mayor's Report, and with me is Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
I am here, and you are here, and David's here, so we have our group here to share with the audience some of the things going on.
Thank goodness we're all here. We didn't get blown away over the last weekend or throughout the week even.
You know, it has certainly been an interesting start to April. You know, we've had wind, we've had rain, we've had snow, we've had sleet. We've had about just any kind of weather, and certainly the temperatures are up and down. You just don't know what to wear when you start the day off.
Right.
One of the days this week, we started with warm temperatures. You could be out there in a sweater. And
60 degrees Monday morning.
Oh, my God. And by the end of the day, you're looking for your winter coat again.
Well, Tuesday morning got up, and I thought that was frost that was on the yard. No, it was snow. Oh, so you don't really know where it's going right now.
Well, you know, I still tell everybody spring has sprung.
It's here.
And we do see trees in bud. And that's a good sign. Hopefully the flowers will survive the cold temperatures.
Daffodils have bloomed. I've seen a lot of people have covered things up with sheets to get through these cold nights. So they've been working great out on Experiment Farm Road to get all that cleared from the damage.
Wasn't that the domino effect?
Domino effect for sure.
Goodness. But they've been working real hard to get that up and running again and open the road again. But, hey, we'll get through this, and it'll be spring, and we'll have all of our events and activities that lead through spring into summer.
Do they say, isn't it, or is it for spring, or is it just the month of March? In like a lamb, out like a lion, in like a lion, out like a lamb.
I don't think they've got that figured out for this year
at
all.
Yeah, because it's been going back and forth between both, I think. But with all the winds that we've had, and we've got spring cleanup coming here in Troy, so good time to...
Well, if we're looking at good things to do, and with all the weather that we've had, we are very fortunate. We do have our dye mill facility that is open, and people can take things out there. And that's open on different times during the week. Monday and Friday, we have 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening, and then Tuesday and Thursday we open in the afternoon from 3 to 7, trying to accommodate all work schedules. Saturday we have the 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. That gives a lot of opportunities for people who have the weekends free. We do close on Wednesday and Sunday to kind of refurbish things, move things around, get things ready for the next week.
And other projects that are going on in the city as well.
But that's open to the public to bring things. That's a service that is, I think, one of a few communities that offer. So that's a good thing, especially with all the weather we've had. Now, we've talked about bundling sticks up because sticks were flying all over, as well as trees and telephone poles, everything. But, we can still help by bundling that up. That helps with the street crews as they go around and pick things up. But we do have another positive thing happening next week, April 11th through the 15th. We have what we call the City Spring Cleanup, and we allow extra bags of trash to be placed out along with your recycling on the day of pickup, and they will pick up the extras. And plus, we always have large item pickup as well. So we have a lot of opportunities this next week to do some house cleaning, do some outside maintenance on the yard.
Get the garage cleaned out, swept out, and flower beds, all of that worked, plus clean up after all these winds.
So we have opportunities.
Yes.
And it is a service I'm very proud to say we offer.
All right. We were talking just before we went on the air with Lincoln leaving. Just made his way out Monday.
He nearly made a whole year here. I think 11 months he spent time here. He was only scheduled for a few months, but we were able to have an extension and people use that to take pictures, seasonal pictures. And but he has left us. He is heading to a new destination. But our Sculptures on the Square committee has already been formed, looking at our next project. It may not be a monumental like we had with Lincoln, but it will be something that will fit our community well. And thank you to that volunteer committee who gets together and has been together for years, bringing new exhibits into downtown Troy and surrounding.
It'll take a little bit of time to get used to seeing the courtyard. It just looks naked now.
But I will give a positive shout out to Operation Courthouse.
Yes.
The same group of landscapers that do our Operation Cloverleaf have stepped forward again to show their community support and are working to maintain the grounds of the courthouse area. So a big kudo goes out to all those landscaping companies who for years have worked with Operation Cloverleaf. It's an icon for people driving down the interstate. It's beautiful, and they maintain that, and now they're working on the downtown area around the courthouse.
To beautify it and keep it that way.
It's a great thing that they're doing.
All right. Now, we did have council this week.
Did have council, and one of the first things we did on council was introduce a new firefighter/paramedic. Craig Allred lives in Pickwick and is coming from the Greenville Fire Department, and also worked as a paramedic in the Butler Township. But he's coming full-time to us as a firefighter, paramedic, quality guy. I really look forward to seeing him, and he's already on shift and working. But he was introduced by our chief, Matt Simmons, to our full council last night, and we wish him nothing but the best, and certainly to be safe.
All right.
Well, we did have a lot of other things that we went on with council. There was a number of resolutions. We'll talk a little bit about some of the ordinances that are going to be postponed to a public hearing, and then subcommittee, and then come back on council's agenda. We'll talk about that towards the end, but we did have a number of resolutions, 4 to be exact. We had 7 members of council present, so we could act on the legislation, and we did. First one was just simply a bid replacement for equipment. This is part of the budget for primary clarifiers at the wastewater treatment plant. That's not to exceed $64,000, but that's part of our maintenance agreement plan to move us forward and keep things up and running.
And keep our water just as good as what it is.
Well, it is, and this is wastewater, so this is really important that we maintain.
Yes.
And they passed that unanimously, moving it forward. Then we have an agreement with the Miami County Commissioners as we continue to work on McCaig Road and out to the county for reimbursement for some paving work that we'll be doing. And then we also looked at the 2016 paving program that has not only the McCaig Road project, but also has some street projects as well for 2016. And it really is a little over $1 million worth of improvements to the streets. So be expecting again to see some reroutes.
There's some inconveniences, but out of the inconvenience comes the convenience of the new road, just like McCaig is
absolutely
where it was done last year.
And you look at all the inconvenience, we talked about that, we thank people for their patience, but boy, now look at it, smooth, it has all the infrastructure that we needed, also some sidewalk and curb improvements as well. So that's what you're going to be seeing as we look on our paving program. We did talk about an agreement with Miami Valley Communications Council. They are a collective group that tries to get a group bid, which saves us a lot of money, and that's for electric generation and transmission to be the supplier for the city, along with some other communities as well. And so that was emergency legislation because they want to get that bid process going and get that agreement done by May 1st. So council supported that. Also allowing our Director of Public Service and Safety, once that information comes forward, we can enter into an agreement so we can be a part of that group bid. We did have a couple, maybe 3 ordinances that we dealt with. One was looking at our engineering and development offices, shifting some positions around to make it more functional, like our zoning department going into the economic development efforts, since they go hand in hand, versus the engineering department. So we wanted to ask council if we could go ahead and move forward with that organizational changes, and they supported that. There was a request for a program coordinator that would be run through the recreation department, Hobart Arena.
Okay.
And to establish that position of program coordinator with all the new things going on at the arena, all the hopeful events and activities, and that we think we need to have somebody that can coordinate those events. We know Ken and Carrie, Ken Sider and Carrie Slater do wonderful things, but
Absolutely.
they have a lot of responsibilities.
A lot on their plate right now with the construction going on over there as well.
And then we did have a subordinate mortgage lien transfer. The company wants to go to a different banking institution. We would still be part of the second mortgage on that, but we have to say it's okay, which we obviously don't want to stand in their way because they're moving forward with progress. And so they moved forward to do that. And that was emergency so that we can continue to stay in second position, but they can move forward with the banking lending institution to get the best rates.
Gotcha.
Let's see. If we did have a Strawberry Festival agreement, can't believe it. Strawberry Festival is right down the road. Basically, the Strawberry Festival agreement is the same as we had last year, the same footprint. I will say, to my knowledge, there was no car show this year. They couldn't get that organized. So with the agreement minus the car show, they're talking about all just general understandings, who's responsible for what, looking at the limitations, using some of the downtown area, using the levy, combining that so we have a target area to work with on the, and then the process of reimbursing for work done.
Okay.
So all that was part of the agreement. We did have a 6-0 vote there. John Swazer abstained because his wife is the festival manager. So that's a good thing to do, and he did his due diligence and abstained from that final vote. But it was a 6-0 vote to support the agreement with the Strawberry Festival.
I don't think we'd have a problem doing the Strawberry Festival.
I don't think so. It's been going on for a lot of decades.
Right.
We did have from the Personnel Committee a request, a mayor's request to full council to approve a CIC, that's Community Investment Corporation, that you've been hearing about, and a additional person on that committee, which we are allowed to do. And John Frigge, who's our auditor, but he comes from a strong financial institution background, so he brings that financial expertise that we so need in the CIC.
Now the CIC is looking for someone that would fit in out at the marina.
Right. This is an organization by state law that you can have to help facilitate if you have business enterprises. Any new investments, they can take on that. And for the marina building, the boathouse, we've asked them to take on that so that we can get the right fit. They are their own private corporation, so then they handle the lease for us. It allows them to choose who they think might be the best fit. Now, the city of Troy obviously is going to have a hand in hopefully who goes into the marina building, and but we work hand in hand because we have a number of our own city staff members and council members that serve on the CIC as well. But we did add Mr. Frigge for a lot of reasons. But most noted is he brings a lot of expertise from the financial side of things that
Wonderful.
we think we need to have. So they approved that unanimously, and that was an add-on to the agenda for that appointment. So that leads us to next meeting. There are going to be 3 public hearings at the next meeting, and that's April 18th. But 2 of them are rezonings.
Okay.
Rezonings. The other is, one rezoning and 2 are zoning changes. So they'll be coming forward, changing zoning classifications. But the public hearing, how that process works, is at the April 18th meeting, there'll be 3 public hearings. People could come pro or against an issue of rezoning
Their
or
chance
zoning,
to get up and speak.
and to share their feelings. And then from that, President Marty Baker will then assign that to a subcommittee of council. And then they will meet to discuss what they heard, what they know, and then they will make a recommendation to the full council at a point down the road on the agenda after. Everything will find after the public hearings.
Okay.
So that was a long meeting. There was a lot of other, just discussion items. We did go into executive session looking at negotiations, and we did that, and that's, we move out of that, and we'll move forward. We'll keep moving forward as a city, but a lot of things happening, and I like to think optimistically a very positive future.
That they're good things that are happening.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about the marina. Now, the riverfront, how close? How close are we?
We are working, weather permitting again, we are working very tirelessly. In fact, we appreciate the construction companies, Bruns and others that are subcontracting to do work there. We think the marina is in really good shape right now, and we can start bringing in people in to look at the possible lease of that building.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to that. June 12th is our anticipated rededication of the Treasure Island Park area.
Wow, that is coming up.
We
Quick.
haven't even dedicated the lighthouse yet. We wanted to make sure we had things in place so when people can come out, walk around, see for themselves what the possibilities exist. We know we have interest in canoe and kayak rentals. That'll be a new feature, bringing that river alive between downtown and our park system.
Now, I remember that from my childhood. Sure. That there were canoe rental and such down on
and
Treasure Island.
boats.
Yeah,
were a high point, and we want to bring back that history, the legacy of the Hobarts. But we also want to bring it up to date. We know it's next to the river. We all know that. The engineering designs have accommodated for that, knowing that the river will come up. And
it will rise.
But we think we have some great new wellness and physical fitness possibilities, and just some great leisure time activities that can take place down there. And plus, we are really trying to build not only our downtown activity event schedules, but actually enhancing that with more for all ages down at the Treasure Island Park with the new amphitheater.
Well, it is just a healthy short walk from downtown, if you follow the levee, over to Treasure Island.
You hit the word healthy, and that's exactly what we think could be a wellness trail. It is our recreational trail. We're very blessed to have that running parallel to our river and to our parks, all the way up and down the river. So we're looking forward to the summer and the events and activities that are going to be planned both for downtown as well as the Treasure Island Park activities.
If we just look back to some of the old footprint of the Strawberry Festival back in the past, there wasn't a problem walking down the levee and over to the park.
Many times.
And now we're just, you could be on either side of the levee now.
And we're very conscious of the fact we want to draw the downtown to the river to the park system, and so we bring it into together. We're still trying to reach out for a positive workforce for our business industries. And to do that, we need to bring people into our community that want to live and work and play in our community. So we're looking for those millennials out there to come and have something for them that they can do.
Well, we have all of that right here in Troy, so you can work, play, fitness, wellness, eating, the eateries that we have downtown and throughout town.
It's part of the vision of many, and it is for our future and the future growth of our business and industries as well. As they expand, they need they have jobs available. We need people to fill those jobs, and so we're trying to do this as in partnership, which we have talked many times. That's what makes your community great, is when you can work together with a vision for the future.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Is there anything else you'd like to add in?
No, thank you for allowing me to share, and I look forward to these radio times every week.
Thank you, Mayor. We love to have you in too. This has been the Mayor's Report. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David the Noyer on TCTV.